Well, hello and welcome to Women of Color, Money and Legacy, where I talk money matters. I share strategies to empower us to become financially literate in terms of managing our money wisely, making important financial decisions, building generational wealth, and creating a lasting legacy. It is a journey of learning and growing together. Now, do me a favor and click the like button. It helps to grow the channel. And if you enjoy the video, please subscribe to the channel. And that being said, let's get started. Today, I want to talk to you about the importance of timing. You might have a desire to purchase a house, a new car, change jobs, start a business, get married, start a family, or some other major move that could have a significant impact on your wallet. Now, I can tell you from personal experience that you can do the right thing at the wrong time and end up with the biggest mess. So it is important that we be prepared before signing on that dotted line or taking some leap. Otherwise, we can struggle trying to even maintain or enjoy that very blessing. And let me just briefly share a personal example of wrong timing and how, fortunately, against my better wishes, I avoided an untimely mistake. And this was back in the 90s when I was trying to get reestablished after digging myself out of a financial rut or in the midst of it. There was a certain car that I really wanted. I test drove it knowing that I couldn't afford it, but I endorsed the salesperson as he ran all the numbers. I sat there on pins and needles just hoping for a miracle, but no such luck. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't finagle the numbers in my favor. And just like a lot of us do, it was an unwise decision, but I was just going to worry about the consequences later. I'm going to get this car and I'll worry about how to pay for it later. And although I wasn't surprised that I wasn't able to get the car, I still walked away disappointed. I added the car to my wish list and put it in my journal, wrote it down in my journal, and just forgot about it. Now, a few years later, I went back to that dealership. It probably was a different dealership, I'm sure. But this time I was prepared. I had a good credit report and I was in a better financial position. I walked out of that door with the keys to my new vehicle because the timing was right. I was fortunate that initially I was turned down. Now, what if somehow I had gotten a co-signer, got that car, and ended up ruining someone's credit? And sometimes dealers will find a way to get you in that car. And I definitely would have been overextended trying to pay for it. It may have even been repossessed. And I said that to say there may be times when there's absolutely nothing wrong with what you want, but it's just not the right time. And there's a reason there are laws that restrict teens from drinking and driving prior to a certain age. Because you see, proper timing is critical in all aspects of our lives, particularly when it comes to money matters. We have to be willing to wait until the timing is right so that we don't find ourselves overextended and really not enjoying the thing that we thought we desperately wanted. So let's talk about how important timing is. And on a light note, let me just share a metaphor. Any comedian will tell you that when it comes to delivering a good joke, timing is critical. If he or she fails to deliver the punchline at just the right time, the entire joke will fall flat. Great comedians know precisely how to develop a storyline to get the maximum result. Now, on a more serious note, let's say that you're in the market for a new house in this current housing climate where houses are overpriced and even as interest rates are rising. Is this the best time to purchase a house? The answer is no, which is why a lot of homeowners are canceling their contracts on these overpriced houses. The increased interest rates are making houses even more unaffordable. With the rise in interest rates and housing inventory on the rise, the seller's market is flipping, but it's still not a buyer's market yet. Now, 6 months ago, people were buying houses without touring the properties in person or even getting a house inspected. That is crazy. To buy a house sight unseen? Absolutely not. No way I could do that. Now, these are just two simple examples of the significance of timing. Of course, delivering a punchline is far less consequential than making a bad decision when it comes to investing in a house, but you get the picture. Timing is critical when it comes to making key decisions in our relationships, our careers, finances, spiritualities, and health. And there is a synchronicity that links successive events and proper timing. Now, if you're contemplating making some life-changing decision, Make sure the timing is right. Regardless of how great the idea is or how bad you want it, make sure everything is in order before you finalize things. Now let me give you some food for thought to consider before stepping out on a limb and overextending yourself. Number one, accept your current position. Don't get ahead of yourself. And this is where we need a reality check. Now we know what we want, but we've accepted the fact that we're not prepared to make the leap right now. We've got some work to do. Let's say that you do want to purchase that house. And let's say it is a buyer's market, but do you have good credit? Do you have a 20% down payment or at least the minimum required for the type of loan that you're going after? Will you be flat broke after closing on that property? That's very important. And I hope not, because there are usually unforeseen costs such as repairs, especially on an older home. Now I'm just using house as an example, but this same principle applies whether it's starting a business, investing in the stock market, changing careers, or whatever the case may be. Accept your current position. Now I live in a beautiful, spacious home here, but this is not why I plan to retire. I'm preparing to purchase my retirement home, and I want to do it debt-free. I've accepted the fact that this is not the right time. My money is tied up in the stock market, and the stock market is in a bear market right now, so I'm preparing for that next bull run. While most people are hoping for interest rates to stay low, I'm secretly hoping that they go through the roof, so that there will be more inventory for me to choose from and at the best possible price. I digress, but you get the point. And once you've accepted your current position, number two, start setting your financial house in order. They say that patience is a virtue. Well, this is the furnace where our patience will get tested, because it takes endurance to keep waiting. We have to stay focused, and we have to exercise discipline. And that's not hard for me now at this point in my life as it was in the 1990s when I was trying to get out of debt and clean up my credit. My finances were in disarray. I'm in a more comfortable place now, but I still need more time to be optimally prepared. I have to wait, and I don't like waiting. And I know that you don't like waiting. Whatever your goal is, you might have to give up some conveniences or break some habits as you work towards getting your finances in order to buy that house, to start that business, to get that degree, or whatever the goal is. If you're a shopaholic, then just don't go to the mall. I had to stop eating out every day so that I can save more. I started cooking and packing my lunch for work. And I always encourage people to prepare a monthly budget to keep your priorities straight, which will in turn keep you from overextending yourself. Number three, resist the urge to compare and compete with others. Get over it. Don't be tempted to compare your situation with someone else's. And please, for God's sake, don't despair if someone else gets to their destination before you get to yours. I'm here to tell you that the grass is not always greener on the other side. There are people who are riding around in luxury cars, brand new, shiny, and who can barely make their mortgage payments every month because they're overextending yourself. You don't want that headache. Just wait, be diligent, be methodical until the timing is right. You won't regret it. And if someone close to you is in their harvest celebration season, you don't have to be jealous, because you're on your own mission and you know that your due season is coming. Be happy for them. Congratulate them. The only people that get caught up in what other people are doing are people who are standing still. I don't have time to be peeping over the fence trying to keep up with the Joneses. I'm too busy building my own house, and I'm not taking a shortcut to try to compete with anybody. This is just a little side note. Remember the story about the rabbit and the turtle? The rabbit was bragging about how fast he was, so the turtle challenged him to a race. The rabbit took off in a blaze, leaving the turtle so far behind that he decided he was going to stop and take a nap because it was hot that day. And while the rabbit was sleeping, the turtle passed him and crossed the finish line first. The moral of the story: slow and steady wins the race. No matter how hot and tired that turtle got, he never quit. He kept going step by step. He kept going. And that's the attitude that we must have. Don't overextend yourself trying to compete with someone else. Just be patient. You'll get to your destination at your own good time. And number four, Use healthy motivation to drive you. And motivation is something that comes from within, not external. And we have realistic expectations when we're putting in the work and we're making that sacrifice. I'm not just talking about faith and believing, because faith without works is dead. But let's face it, sometimes when we're trying to reach a money goal or some other money matter, we can get discouraged, we can get motivated. And for me, this is the time when I have to lean heavily upon my faith to get me out of rut. And to help refocus from a practical perspective, I like to listen to the success stories of high achievers such as Oprah, Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, and I just recently listened to an interview with Tavis Smiley. We see their successes, but their stories is what help us to put things in perspective. These people have been through hell and high water and back and overcome their obstacles. And their obstacles have a way of changing my attitude, which gets me motivated again. And we all have those moments because we're human. We get discouraged, chipping away at what seems like a mountain. Now, you might need to change your routine. Do something different. Get away for a few days on a spiritual retreat. Get an accountability partner if you don't already have one. Because an accountability partner will help you to stick to your goals by calling you to task when you start complaining or making excuses. So find your motivator. And I encourage you to apply this food for thought when making important financial decisions. And if you're currently having money goals, write these things down in your financial journal and apply them to your situation so that you don't overextend yourself. And I'll wrap up with this quote by author Stacy Charter. She writes, "Life is all about timing. The unreachable becomes reachable. The unattainable becomes attainable. The unavailable, available. Have patience. Wait it out. It's all about timing." And I hope this information has been of value to you. And I'll return next week with another video on mastering your money. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell and receive an alert each time I upload a new video. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.